The volume of foreign direct investment in Georgia is 52.9% less than the 2019 adjusted data. The numbers are especially shocking when it comes to the energy sector. Georgia currently has this picture where energy FDIs stand at $6 million, with a 98% decrease from the previous year. The latest controversial pattern regarding the establishment and continuation of certain HPPs in Georgia has caused an oppositional attitude from the society and posed questions about the necessity of HPPs overall, with many of the HPPs being stopped and delayed. This sparked a conversation about the importance of advancing solar power systems as a replacement. But the question is, can that be a realistic alternative, and if so, at what cost? Why has energy lost its investment potential in Georgia, and what can be a way out? The checkpoints turned to an energy expert, Archil Mamatelashvili, to find out.
The main reasons are uncertainty. Usually, when investors are making investment everywhere in the world, the higher the uncertainty, they consider it's more risky, and they shy away to make investment. There can be several reasons for this uncertainty. One of the major is COVID-19, which caused uncertainty not only in Georgia but worldwide. The second is political uncertainty in Georgia, which lasts for almost 1 year. And the third is uncertainty related to energy sector itself. This is related to the reform which has started but has not been completed so far. And the second is how these investments will be made, what will be the cost of it. Organizations, people, and the public opinion is turning against the energy sector. Not only renewable, not only just price of electricity or other issues which are more social than the related to investment, but to investments as well, especially the renewable energy sector. Really major changes to be made in these directions. We need to publicly communicate to people to understand this is it's very difficult in this situation to invest too many investments when they don't know, even if they sign the memorandum, that they will be allowed to continue construction or make construction until they're making investment, and they are at the risk of losing. The energy policy itself says that we should focus on renewable energy, but the tools how it will be implemented is not clear yet. To give you an example, is that, for example, if we want to develop renewable energy sources, which are most famous and worldwide now with the highest growth in investment in energy sector, solar panels and wind, right? So we need to develop solar and wind. We need the energy sources which will be, they're intermittent sources of energy, and we need energy sources will be balancing them. They can be either big hydropower plants, or they can be the open cycle gas turbines, which are more flexible in this case. So we need to decide which direction to go. Either we know we need renewable energy, or in this case, we need to take certain measures, including the grid, upgrade of the grid. The second is we don't need renewable energy. We import natural gas or maybe some other source of fuel, fossil fuel, and then we burn it to produce energy. And there are other sources we import energy. And the fourth option is we do not develop at all. We say that we stopped here, which is not acceptable at all. And import is not acceptable because if we need large import volumes, it will be difficult to supply in a stable manner from any country, from any neighboring country. Most of the people mentioned that Russia can be supplied, but Russia is not a good supplier, not only because in the southern region they do not have stable extra volume energy to which our grid is sometimes working in parallel, but also for the political reasons as well. So import is also not an option for us. So these uncertainties may caused all of them, mixture all of these uncertainties may cause the reason why investors lost appetite to invest in Georgian energy market.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. You mentioned a reform that is currently being planned in Georgia with the means to liberalize the energy market. How timely is it to get closer to Europe in this regard?
Just any investor who invests, they need certainty, right? And let's just to look at the structure of how investor will assure it that they will get their investment back. Initially, we had power purchase agreements. The power purchase agreements are well designed for the countries which are not, let's say, well developed, where there are high risks and where the government tries to increase investment in energy from private sector investors from abroad. Then at some time, when at a certain point, when the investor believes that this country is developing, the energy sector is growing, and there's enough assurance that they make investment and they can solve the market, the government usually creates the, let's say, freer market, liberal market, which is currently now, and then gradually it transforms, so there is no interruption in investments. What happened in Georgia? The PPAs has been stopped, sometimes for the wrong reason, but that's okay. But before stopping PPA, the reform should have been completed. The transfer the Georgia energy sector to the liberal market. So if we had liberal market, and investors say that, oh, it works and we can sell energy, we cannot lose our money, then it will be proper step to make. However, when you stop the PPAs to invest and you do not have a liberal market, and investors are they don't know how their investments will be returned, they are not sure. So this gap which now we have creates additional uncertainty, which I mentioned earlier in the forum. So we either needed to start liberalizing earlier, or we needed to cancel PPA later. Well, and in Georgia, the people are especially against the large hydropower plants. We can avoid large hydropower plants, as I said. It's not a paramount that we all need, although some of the countries like Switzerland, Iceland, Norway, Canada, they do have large power plants, large dams. However, and they are operating based on this, the system is operating largely on the hydropower plants. However, and we have other options, and we have to evaluate the price. We need to make evaluation of what is the price we pay for large hydropower plants, what is the price we pay for a natural gas, or if we want to change the system, like Sweden, we can build baseload in France, baseload nuclear power plants, and then we can have a larger leeway. In every case, we have to lose something. We have to give up something. It means in terms of environment, in terms of dependency, or in terms of some other issues, right? So after we make assessment all of this, then we say this is our energy policy, and we continue this way. So when we choose what is our preferred option, where we pay the, let's say, lowest price but get highest benefit, then the government or people in energy sector, whoever regulator, should communicate with people, with the public, that this is our choice, and we need to raise foreign investment to build hydropower plants, or private investment to build open stack gas turbines, but our dependence on natural gas will increase. It will increase our price, and it will have some more damage on the environment than it would have been if we had solar, wind, or hydro. But be against everything means either you want to push country to the imports from Russia, or even worse, you need to lead country to stop development. So because if we do not have reliable energy supplies for the future, building capacities, or even, I don't say industrial, even developing, or even consuming in a consumer pattern, we cannot change. You know, the energy sector is a long-term investment. When the people invest money, they get at least 10 years before they return the investment back. This is in the best case situation. And when they see that such sort of uncertainties, not only political, not only COVID, but related to the sector as well, of course, they shy away from this sector and try to wait and see what happens.
Well, thank you so much for such an extensive comment.
Hey guys, stay tuned, subscribe, and follow us on BMG.